Discretion is advised.
Happy Monday, you're listening and or watching PWNCAST. This is episode 174. Holy shnikes, 174. Wow. Tonight we're going to be talking about all the random news around World of Warcraft. We got a pretty sweet PvP pet battle segment on strategies. Azeroth moon lore, apparently, in honor of the eclipse. God, I just love that word eclipse. I could just say it all day. But we do have that and much, much more, so make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there is a group that defies convention. A group that stands in the face of trolls and doesn't flinch. A group that strives on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve. A group that eats tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a Chaos Bolt, Bell, the PWNCAST Vanguard. Snap back and get faster for the Pet Battle Grandmaster, Gemma Banks. He's sharp as a dagger with that dapper swagger, Secret Sauce. With holy might as strong as his ancient knowledge, Remedies, the Argent Loremaster. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are PWNCAST.
Welcome back. I do have these guys muted for just a brief second because I don't know what's going on. They both have weapons of some type of destruction, so I'm like not sure what those... Yeah, I don't... How is that... Does that even still have air? How...
You're able to blow it back up. Hello?
I took 20 of them. Hello?
I brought them home to my children last year, and they were destroyed the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we've got 5 to 10-year-olds in that, I believe.
Yeah, I have little destructive tyrants for sure.
I blew those up fresh pre-show.
Guys, welcome back.
Thank you for having us back.
Hey, guess who we're missing today?
Who?
Can anybody guess who's missing?
That seems pretty normal. I don't know who's gone.
Frieza.
It's pretty... Aw, rip. Yeah, we are missing. We're down secret. Don't know where he is or what he's doing. Don't really know that I care because...
Bow chicka wow wow.
I don't know and I don't care. We're here and that's really all that matters, guys. We like to focus on the here and now. Speaking of here and now, I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the monk who's finally turning into a real boy, no longer gaming off what I assume is milk crates, and is actually...
That's not a bad idea.
He's actually, like, stepping up his game in his adult life. Gemma Banks.
I'm launching my rap career. Oh, yeah. Chicka chicka what?
Oh, my God.
No, we don't have the Yeti mic. I've had this mic for a long time, but I think she's referring to me having a desk finally. So yeah, I got a desk. Look how I can just sway back and forth.
Well, the desk, yes, but next week when you're actually on the show with a mic, that kind of steps up your podcast game.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. Because
I'm excited. You're excited.
Once you get a real mic, it definitely steps up your game for your audio quality. Then you could be like a phone sex operator. You can make some extra funds.
I don't have the qualifications, but do you guys like my hat? Do you like my hat? No?
You already knew I was going to not like your hat, so that was a good troll in itself, asking me if I liked your hat. I did also bring the Paladin, who, after I don't know how long, has finally managed to get a Kil'jaeden normal kill. What a scrub. Guys, he used to be like the guy that did all the things first, and now he's the guy that does them all last. Rem?
I'm sorry, I work more than you. God. Kidding.
I want to point out that while that's valid, you are right.
In terms of hours, not like, you know.
I work from home, so 3 of those of my 8 hours are probably spent going to the bathroom and Facebooking. But my work gets done, which...
We might need to delete that out. Just kidding.
I know, in case anybody's watching.
The good news about having me on the show, Rem, I don't have my normal kill, so you'll never actually be the last, so...
It's true. It's true. And Jim's
if you're not first, you're last, okay?
Well, my name is Ricky Bobby, and I do like to go fast, so...
I got the LFR one down.
Look at you. You're just...
How many stacks of determination?
Snapping necks and cashing checks.
Whoa, yeah, for sure. Third, we got it on the third one. So
Oh,
Not bad.
nice.
not too bad, not too good.
I took 7 in mine.
Wow.
LFR is painful.
I still don't have a kill Jaden kill because I didn't kill it with the guild when they were in normal.
Oh.
And we haven't killed it on heroic yet. It's the last
So-
we're working on it, but
Rem's,
Why are you calling me a scrub?
yeah, Rem's the podcast first.
well, I cleared all of normal except for kill Jaden, but I've also cleared all of heroic except for kill Jaden. So I'm definitely more advanced in the rating than he is, of course. And I haven't done it in LFR because I heard Aja struggling in that group where they were on like 9 wipes and they only had 1 stack of determination because they were wiping so like at the beginning of the raid.
Quick.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that deterred me 100% from not wanting to be a part of that. So
I guess I'm clearing heroic this week too. Fuck.
We were wiping every time it got dark in the LFR. Obviously, the dark phase.
Dark doesn't play. I'm confused.
he doesn't. He keeps saying, I've been really thinking about coming back to WoW. And I'm like, well, I've been really thinking about going back brunette. But guess what's not happening?
So no on the brunette.
No on the brunette. I like being blonde, is what it is.
It matches your. Never mind.
You are going to make it really weird right now, so we're going to transition
I was gonna
into...
say your brains, but you're gonna make it weird.
So, not a whole lot of news this week, guys. So, the good news is there is things coming next week. I expect it to be jam-packed because the Gamescom stuff is happening this weekend. So, I expect with Gamescom... I'm expecting an expansion announcement, but then I don't really think there's going to be an expansion announcement because I don't really want there to be. I'd rather save it for when I'm there to see it.
BlizzCon, yeah.
But
Well, based on their schedule, yeah, it looks limited in terms
I'm
of announcements.
pretty obviously I assume we'll get the confirmation on the patch for sure, because there's no other, like, they're revealing new content, so it's either an
There's a
expansion
patch?
or that pesky little 7.3 patch.
What?
Yeah.
I can't
It'll be
wait for
easier to
that.
say than 725.
Right, because I always say 725, and that's not the patch. I promise I'm educated, guys. I promise. So this week, your bonus event is going to be your pet battles. So go do and be all the pet battle things you can be in
The pet battle army.
the army.
Right. Rem can practice some PvP pet battle wins.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh yeah, you're good. He's gonna need to brush up on his basics. The crappy thing about pet battles when it's PvP is, like, you can't prepare really. Like, which I guess that's probably what you're going to talk about, is some really good pets to have in your, like, toolkit for PvP pet battles, I would imagine.
Kinda. Just
Yeah.
talk about the. Yeah,
But that's
wait.
the reason I get frustrated is because I like to have something where I can kind of, like, strategize, and I don't,
Yeah.
like, it's really difficult because you don't know what you're up against. I think if they gave you, like, 10 seconds to swap your pets before the battle started, that would be kind of cool. But I guess that defeats the purpose of, that whole thing. I'm coming from a super amateur pet battler. I tried a pet battle and I lost like 4 times in a row. And this was the very first time the pet battle bonus event was a thing. And I was like, oh, I could totally do this. Totally can't do it. But that's okay, guys.
Just gotta get the right team. Just use the overpowered team that we'll talk about.
Yes, I'm excited to hear about that. Also, the PvP brawl this week is going to be Warsong Scramble, which that's, of course, you don't have to be... that's the thing where you don't have to have the other team's flag.
I actually
Or
like that one a
you
lot.
don't have to have the flag to cap. So you can cap and...
Well, you have to have the flag to
You,
cap.
Whatever.
you don't have to have your flag as your base.
I didn't
Yeah.
mean your flag. I meant, you know what I mean.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
The opposing
you don't have
team's
to wait.
the
Correct.
opposing team's flag. You do not have to kill the flag carrier in order to be able to cap. And there's
So-
a couple other things that are like included in there.
It's a great way to grind out your achievement for the rep, right? Because instead of only 3 caps per war song, you've got 10, and of
Oh,
course
yeah.
mini caps. So yeah, it's a great way to. I'm going to be running it on my.
Look at you being the guy that knows stuff. I'm
Right.
quite surprised.
It happens every once in a while.
Because if someone has 4 and then the other one gets 5, it's only ever going to be 9.
What isn't it up to 10? It's either up to 5 or 10.
I mean,
The
it's 5
war
per
song.
team, but
Oh,
it's,
5 per team. My fault. I thought it was 10. You're right. It's 5
and
per
then
team.
you get 5, it's only 9.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but you can cap more flags for more rep.
Insert
for sure.
appropriate SpongeBob mocking meme here.
Oh.
Because I wanted to do it, but I don't do it as good as my daughter does. My daughter does it really good. She does it to her dad all the time, and it's really funny. But I'm going to have to get her on video one of these days. She's like classic. Her meme game's like on point in real life. Also, I did a video for the 8 things to do before the patch. I was going to talk about that video here, but it doesn't make sense because I've already did that content. So if you need that information, I'll make sure that I link it here for you to watch the video. Some of you might have already seen it. It is on, I did do the video for Methods, so it's on Methods YouTube channel, but I'm going to go ahead and link it, so it'll be timey-wimey, flashback to the future. It'll be somewhere here after upload, hopefully, if I remember. But if not, just head over to Methods YouTube channel. There's just some tips and tricks of things to stockpile. At this point, we're already coming on patch time. If we are, we're all pretty positive it's going to be the 29th, even though there's been no actual confirmation. Definitely watch it and make sure that you're in the know on, nothing brain busting, guys. It's just my thoughts on stuff that would be good for you. But to that end, one of the things that I talked about is I talked about the Primal Obliterum, which is going to be replacing the regular Obliterum for crafted gear. So after the video was done, it always happens after the video is done, I come upon other information that I wanted to clarify. Somebody had actually tweeted to the devs and had said, hey, what does this mean? So it's important to note that the Primal Obliterum will only upgrade things that are crafted after 7.3. So if you craft a brand new Whisker Do, you can use that Primal Obliterum to upgrade it to 935. If you have a pre 7.3 crafted item, you have to use the regular Obliterum and it'll only go to 900. So I don't really understand why that's the thing, but who am I to judge?
Time sync.
What?
Time sync.
Oh, well, okay, that makes no sense to me. But for those of you that understood what Rem is talking about, I think that's great.
A lot of views. You're already up to 60K. You might be able to push that up to 100K.
But it's not because I did the video. It's because it's Methods YouTube channel. They're, they come with their own party bus. So I just kind of hitched a ride in there.
It's just like a record label, and you made a single, right? So you got a gold hit. So to have
they have the party bus. We just have the short bus.
Right, we just have the short bus. You're absolutely right about that. Then I plugged, PWNCAST on there. I don't really like doing that, but they
don't seem to mind.
They insisted that I plug it, and I did say that if people wanted really bad jokes and equally terrible puns, to head on over. Somebody was like, bad, bad, bad. Why would I want to watch it? I don't know. Why would you want to watch it? I mean,
I bet as soon as they gave you the go ahead to plug, you were just singing the song, plug it in, plug it in.
Oh my God. If you're also new to the show, I apologize for Jimma. You're just going to get to know him and you're going to love him. So I wanted to make sure that I clarified that on the crafted gear. So if you are trying to expect it to work, so do keep your Obliterum if you want to upgrade, but I can't imagine that you'll want to. It doesn't make sense to me that you would want to opt to have 900 item level gear versus the 935 that you could have, especially on a fresh alt, which makes a lot of sense to me. So definitely head over and watch that video. I'll link it in the description, but if you go to Methods YouTube channel, you'll find it so that you can watch it. I don't know what you two are laughing at. I don't even really know. Oh, you are. Stop, Jimma. You are.
It's so fun. It's like,
but you're making me like
motion sickness.
A little bit, yeah. Rem does that when we're flying around. He likes to go all the way up, and then I don't think it lets him dive anymore. I think he was upset about that it doesn't.
So for those who don't know and those who don't care, either way, before you could hit control while on a mount and hit control and your mouse wheel, and you do flips in the air. Right. You can't do that anymore.
They took it out?
Boo-hoo.
Pissed.
But it's good for me because he was making me want to throw up. Like
that's like that. It was equivalent to like you running on the fountain. You sit there.
I know that's one of my favorite things is to go into my order hall or not my order hall, my garrison.
Oh, I pictured you in Stormwind running around the fountain.
No, I go to my garrison, and I like my garrison, even though a lot of people don't like it. I use my garrison every day because I use my auctioneer in there. But I love my garrison because it's my own personal space, and I don't have to deal with anybody coming in and stepping on my carpet and ruining my little, landscape situation that I work really hard to maintain. So let's talk about some dungeon difficulty.
Ooh.
What?
Stuff's increased. So The rewards for the dungeon difficulty, for normal difficulty, the item levels being increased to 845, up from 825. For heroic difficulty, it's being increased to 865, which is up from 845. Mythic difficulty is going to be 885, which is up from 865. And then Mythic Keystone, that loot will not actually increase until the raid is out. So that's going to be 7.3.5. For those of you who didn't know there was going to be another patch, spoiler alert, 7.3.5 is going to be when the raid is. Now, the way that this was labeled, because they labeled the raid for 7.3.5, did I say that right? I feel like we might not be seeing it in a week or two. That kind of scared me, the way that they labeled it. That's a whole separate patch. We might not be looking at September for this raid. I might have been completely wrong about that. But I also saw that they haven't completed the final boss for that raid. So we very well might not get that this month. What?
So they said that the raid was going to be 7.3.5?
Yeah. So what's interesting about that is...
But then why are they doing raid testing, like, as of right now?
I don't know. So I saw it on Wowhead, so it has to be right, because everybody's all on the Wowhead bandwagon of Wowhead. This is information that I seen on the internet, so if it's wrong, it's not Bell's fault, it's the internet's fault. But it did say 7.3.5 is the raid. But if it's not... Cool. So at this point, I don't really know what's going on with the raid. I don't know that the raid is necessarily going to be... I was thinking a week or two after patch. So, because that's what happened last year. Nighthold was released a week after the patch. So, at this point, your guess is as good as mine. I'm sure Gamescom will find out that information. Now, the thing about that is, in 7.3.5, I don't really feel like that's going to be the last patch, because what the fuck are we going to do? Like... Where are we going? We're just going to sit around in the same old bullshit content. So I'm going to stick by my story that there's a secret patch out there that Blizzard hasn't said anything to us about, and maybe we'll find out some of that information at Gamescom also. I don't really know. But I can't imagine Blizzard's just going to leave us with 7.3.5 and be like, oh, JK, you're done. Like,
I don't know.
Well, they did it with Siege of Orgrimmar, so you're right. And it is there, but I would like to think that they've learned their lesson, right? Like,
seems like they have.
They did it with Obsidian Sanctum.
Yeah, I need them to learn their lesson here, because I can't keep defending them. Like, I can't keep defending them and being wrong, because it makes me sad. Also, so Mythic Keystones, that item level stuff will not be increased until the raid, just so we're clear. Obviously, you're still getting the higher item level stuff depending on the level of difficulty that you do complete that week in your chest, and then, of course, the chests at the end. But for your weekly chest, rather, and your chests at the end of the dungeon, but the item level will not go up higher than what we're normally getting now until after the raid opens, which I think they did that for Nighthold, so it makes sense. World bosses, loot from old world bosses does remain at 860. Loot from Broken Shore world bosses does remain at 900. Loot from Argus world bosses in the Greater Invasion points is going to be at 930, which is pretty sweet. Like, that's super quick to get your, your random piece or whatever for your main or even your alt, especially if you're not raiding. Like, that's pretty cool. Those kind of things make me happy, guys. I like to see that easy peasy stuff. Now, one of the things that I forgot to mention in my dang video about leveling the alts and the catch-up mechanics, I forgot the third relic unlock requirement is being lifted as well, which is another good reason to level your alts, and I totally didn't say that in my video. But isn't that typical? You do something and you spend a lot of time on it, and then there's always like one or two items that you're like, dang, why didn't I say that or mention that? So
You'll always critique yourself, obviously.
Well, and when I want to make sure that you guys know, if you want to level, now's the perfect time, because, the artifact knowledge changes that are happening with it automatically being a global bonus, which I talked about in that video, so I'm not going to rehash that. And the third relic being, the requirement being removed is pretty amazing. So
I mean, it sounds amazing, but you have to get the champions for your outer hall anyway, so you have to go through the process regardless.
Do you? I mean,
I thought so. I mean, I would.
But I mean, you would at like a random pace. It's nice to know that you don't have to deal with your weapon making you powerful, so then you can go through those steps while having like at least a slightly more powerful weapon. Which a lot of that stuff you have to kill things. So I mean, it makes sense to me that it'd be a little bit easier. And you're right, I go through that content on my alts. I like to have them maxed out on all their things.
Making it so that I don't have to go through, go through Emerald and Dream or Emerald Nightmare and stuff like that, maybe. The balance of power.
Yeah. I mean, that's really for not soon because we're going to be giving our weapons away. So
Yeah, but I want the visuals. Hello?
I'm going to be really honest with you guys. Like, low-key, I'm really excited to get rid of our weapons.
What? Get rid of
I
them?
know.
I thought you were going to say
I
the
know.
opposite.
Some of you are going to be like, what? I'm really excited to get rid of our weapons.
Why
One
so?
of the things that I liked is doing certain content for a certain weapon.
Yeah.
Like, flashback to Siege of Orgrimmar, and I really wanted the Gaze of Arrogance, which is my Whispering Eye. Like, I really wanted that weapon. So I ran it a lot to try to get the Whispering Eye. Then I finally did, and it was like a killer moment. I remember, like, I still have that weapon. The physical weapon is still in my bank because I can't bring myself to remove that. It's actually in my...
Do you think they just gave us too many weapon options or weapon visuals too early on?
No, and I don't dislike the weapon. I'm just excited to be able to want to get a certain weapon drop.
Right.
I'm excited to have to, like, okay, this boss, I need to use my token because I really need this weapon because this is going to be my best weapon. Like, I'm just excited for that element. Not because Blizzard did anything wrong with the artifact weapon, but it's something I missed. So I'm excited to get back to that. You know what I mean? Like, we had a good break of weapons not needing to be a thing as far as running certain content to get them. But I'm nostalgic and I'm excited to have that as part of my goal to work for an expansion.
Speaking on that perspective, what I'm really looking forward to is just because I don't have this legendary doesn't mean I lose out on like a
lot of deeps.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that depends on what they do with the legendaries. I have a feeling they're here to stay. I have a feeling where they're going to be
like that type of system. You think?
And they're going to be introducing legendary weapons if I had to take my best guess.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that would be my guess. I'd be really surprised if they didn't. So you guys heard it here first. I'm putting that on record that I do believe that they plan on losing. I do believe that they plan on introducing a legendary weapon per class.
I got excited, but isn't that just like our artifact weapons now in a way?
Well, it is in a way, but it's not. But it's just a higher item level weapon. But I do have a feeling that that's going to be introduced. With them removing, with us not having our artifact weapon anymore, it gives them more ability to be able to give us more shit. And
watch them make it extremely difficult
and
to get.
Before Rem cries about not getting a legendary.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get my top legendary the first fucking drop.
I didn't get my top legendary. I still don't have my top legendary. I have
you
one.
You have both of them.
I have the Kill Jaden's Burning Wish for some reason is not on the list of this is the obvious awesome thing ever.
None of them.
Well, it's because you don't play a lot.
Bullshit.
Maybe you don't have it because Bell's made you play so many alts and you got away from the real grind.
First of all, don't blame me for his sickness. That's all on him. Like, I don't tell him what to do.
He looks
even
down
if
with
I
the
did,
sickness.
he wouldn't listen to me. Like,
are you sure?
Get back. You don't know me like that.
I also want to remind people that with 7.3 coming, Head of the Curve is not going away. Ahead of the Curve does not leave until the new raid launches. So, don't freak out. Don't panic. You guys don't have to try to get your kills in. It's going to be fine. We're all right.
Yeah, it was like that for Tomb. So
just reminding people because, people freak out.
Calm down, Jimmy Banks. You can still get it.
Thank you for the information. Did you just snarl and then she did an Elvis snarl and she let it pause and then she snarled both sides?
I was trying to scare you guys, but no.
You're like a teddy bear. You can't.
There's a new WoW esports show called the Gladiator
Mama
Summit.
Bear.
The Gladiator Summit features Bajira, of course, and none other than Venruki.
That excites you?
So Venruki's gonna inform everyone on how not to ice block.
Right. I really want to have the Down Goes Venruki soundbite as my ringtone for BlizzCon. And then just be randomly walking around and somebody calls me and they hear Down Goes Venruki. But
there he is. Call me right now. I'll go stand over here.
Honestly, that's something I would do. Like, it wasn't like he just completely...
That's something you do every...
It just completely slipped his mind that ice block was a thing during that time. But I think I'm trying to figure out if this is going to be weekly or monthly. Let's see. Let me try to find this. I didn't. So basically, these guys are just going to be talking about esports. Esports all the time. And it's two guys that know a lot about it. I respect Bajira's opinion in a lot of things. I mean, I truly respect his opinion on 99% of the things World of Warcraft. He's probably the one person in the world I wouldn't argue with World of Warcraft related because he really knows his stuff.
Give it some time.
But he knows all elements because he's rated and PvP. So he's just well-rounded in that regard.
But does he pet battle?
I don't think he pet battles. He doesn't strike me as a pet battler. His wife might, though.
Threat, then.
I obviously I like both of them as players and as people, but they're going to be commenting on them being commentators for the.
Oh, get out of here!
But
they're going to be mostly doing probably analyzing when it comes to PvP for the esports scene because World of Warcraft, or rather Blizzard's shifting focus and making sure that esports remains a thing for World of Warcraft, which I think it's important because in this day and age of Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch and these these games that have kind of built their foundation off esports, I think it's important that Blizzard continues to fuel World of Warcraft because I don't want World of Warcraft to die when it comes to their esports stuff, their PvP. Like, I need them to keep putting into that because...
Well, they'll obviously promote it too, right? Yeah. You know how we were complaining Blizzard didn't really promote it much? Obviously, the conversations will be good.
Their Gladiator Summit, I think, is going to basically be, you know how they have like those 30-minute football shows where they analyze like players and all. I think that's probably what this is going to be in nature. And to that end, when it comes to PvP, I do respect Venruki's opinion because he casts these games. He sees these things from all sides, and it's not just because once upon a time, I was #1 Team Venruki fan. I've moved on since then, guys. Moved on.
To who?
Skull's girlfriend.
It's that conflict of interest now. By the way, can you?
I know. I keep my distance because I don't want to make it weird.
I don't
want to make it creepy. But I respect their opinion, and I think we could probably expect to see the other guys that they cast with. I think we'll probably also see our major PvP faces that we're used to. I'd like to see Sea-Doo after this BlizzCon, as I don't really know what he's going to be doing with his life. He just got married, by the way. Congratulations on the wedding. Right. I would like to see him kind of be more involved in that aspect because I don't really know what he's going to be doing beyond this last BlizzCon, really. I don't really know what he's going to be doing. So I think it's a good thing because it keeps the community interested, and I think this was a smart move on Blizzard's part. I really do. And it's good for people like us who do podcasting. Like, obviously, it's not going to be a podcast. Blizzard's going to make it a real official production, right? It's not going to be these guys with headsets on talking to each other. It's going to be them probably at their little analyzer desk with their little papers and coffee mugs that are filled with water instead of coffee. Like, that whole 9 type of situation is probably going to be what it's like. But it does make our stuff continuously, it makes it remain valid, right? Like, you're starting to see like Asmongold and his PvP friends have Allcraft, World of Allcraft, or whatever that podcast is. Like, it's nice to see people that are influencers have podcasts and have little shows and stuff like that they do because it keeps what we're doing relevant. So podcasting is a dying art when it comes to World of Warcraft. There just isn't a lot of us out there that's doing it, and there's not really a lot of people who are into that kind of thing. Obviously, you lovely people listen and watch us every week, and I'm extremely eternally grateful for that, but it's just not everybody's bag. So I think that this was a really smart move on Blizzard's part, and I appreciate it. And I just want to let Bajira and Venruki know officially that if you need me to be a wingman on your show, like, I'm in, guys. Just hit me up, email me, call me, tweet me, text me, like, I got you.
It's okay. Jimmy Banks can host it. Host the show now. You can go over there.
Like, if you just need a guest, if you need a casual guest that's trying to make the Destro dream happen in PvP,
you'll have to PST or.
How can you make the Destro dream happen in PvP when you don't do arenas?
That's what I was gonna say. You have to PST them your current arena rating,
which is like 0. It's like -12.
I'm going to backtrack because you kept on going and going and going.
That's how I do. I wanted to get my point out because I knew you were going to sidetrack me, and I had really good points in my head.
No, it was on point what you're saying. World of Warcraft has definitely fallen on the wayside for esports. Like, Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, Overwatch. Their whole premise was esports, and World of Warcraft used to have a huge following for esports. Not like global, but I mean within the community, it was like everyone knows who Reckful is because he was amazing in arenas and stuff. So
Soda Poppin', like all these guys. Yeah, Swifty back in his heyday. Which, by the by, I watched a video of his. I forget what it was about, and I don't know what sent me to his video, but he is as weird as ever
amazing.
still.
And I'm really excited for what
Good
they
info in his video.
Yeah.
He's getting up there in age. It's
He
kind
is.
of
He had good info in the video. He was talking about the YouTube phenomenon where YouTube's like nerfing people's revenue, and it's like there's this big inner battle of YouTube drama with content creators because content creators aren't making any money off YouTube.
no, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like nerfing it, and some ads or some stuff won't even be monetized because they're monetized or monotonized or however the fucking word is. I guess I don't know.
Monetized.
They're not making the money. They're making their money off Twitch, and Twitch.
Yeah,
they
a
lose
lot more money.
and Twitch only pays them 50%. They might only get paid 45% because they take a huge cut. So
That's crazy.
yeah, I mean, to me, the offset of that is like, oh, you guys are QQing, maybe you should get a real job. But then really, some of these guys, that's what they do for a living. Like that's their role
is a
that
real
they've
job.
chosen. Yeah, they've chosen this is their life. So I can definitely understand the stress. But you guys could just be like me and have a real job, and then I don't have to worry
It's
about.
harder to get out content.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm surprised how you do it with the job and content.
I just don't have a life.
Right?
Yeah, I don't have a life. But I think this Gladiator Summit's going to be pretty awesome. I haven't had a chance to watch the first episode, which I meant to.
It's out. You haven't watched it?
Yeah, real life has just really kicked me in the arse. Yeah, it's just really...
Why don't you quit your real job, huh?
Well, listen, the husband is going to work full time, so that might be a thing.
Possibility. You got your sugar
Just
daddy,
kidding.
maybe.
I can never not work. I have to have a
No.
job, guys. And my job's working from home. It's not even that big of a deal. Not even a BFD. So I did double check the news. Didn't see anything that I missed. But we will make sure that we come full swing with what happened at Gamescom. If you guys missed it, we'll make sure that we talk about that, we break that down, and we go through all those things. So with that, that's pretty much all the news that we have for this week. What I am interested in is the PvP teams that you're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Gemma Banks, hit us with your knowledge.
Well, do you guys like pet battles? It doesn't matter if you like pet battles.
What a dick.
I'm just joking. But serious at the same time. Right now, it's the it's the pet battle bonus event, right? A lot of extra pet battle experience to be gained, and also 5 PvP pet battles to win, at least for Jimma and your weekly quest, right? So Belle mentioned she gets whooped sometimes, or when she tried for pet battles. And even though she mentioned I'm going to talk about a team, I'm going to talk about my favorite team again. I know I've brought this team up before. Remedies, do you remember what that team is?
No, but I know it has the Super Neth Idol or something other.
The Unborn Valkyr, the Death Adder Hatchling, and the Terror Claw Hatchling.
You lied to me then. Okay.
The Death Adder Hatchling is specific because the breed you want, and actually it's hard to get. So I've always said there's an alternate version, the same pet that was launched in Legion, the Rose Taipan. So I thought you would have known this because I've been, Rem and I are going to PvP
You
pet
should
battle
ask me
day.
because you told me that I have the best version of the Death Adder
do?
Hatchling because I have the speed version.
Yeah,
you
you
told me
do.
that he tunnels underground. You should have asked me. Rem totally let you down. I would have known.
I know you would have known too. Well, I wanted to let him know because actually we're going to PvP pet battle, and I was getting concerned like it was going to be like a championship. So I knew he was kind of discussing briefly with Softy. I'm like, is he going to know about my best team? I'm like, I can't start with the best team because he'll counter it.
Yeah.
But I did bring up that team specifically, again, the Unborn Valkyr, the Death Adder Hatchling, or the Rose Taipan, but it has to be a speed version. You can get an add-on, the Pet Battle Breed ID, and it will tell you the breed of the pet. You just need that specific breed so you go fast. So 2 of those pets are really easy to get, the Rose Taipan and the Death Adder Hatchling. The Unborn Valkyr is really nice. We'll get an image of it right here, hopefully. And it's one of the most unique pets in the game. It's really good. And it used to be a 2-hour spawn. And last year, actually just over a year, like August 1st, roughly, is when they nerfed it to 20 minutes. So you're actually able to find it. It's in Northrend, and it spawns in a lot of random different locations, 27 different locations throughout Northrend. I think we might have an image of that as well to show off just for the spawns. And I bring that up. You don't necessarily need this one, but this one is on my best pet battle team for a variety of reasons. And then, of course, just visually, it looks really good. I brought up my pet team again to psych Remedy out and give him the counters and then not use it. But my team's really good for a few different reasons, and one of them is they have different poisons or dots. So I'm able to dot up my enemy team and then avoid damage. So ways that you can take away or crush my team, even though I say it's the best pet battle team in the game, there's a counter to it. Of course, it's still rock, paper, scissors. You can still kind of defeat them. But I say use a crab, Remedies, or people listening. When I run into
I don't have crabs.
That's good. You only need one. And you can get an Emperor Crab, or there's a couple other that have Shell Shield. Shell Shield is really the game changer because it reduces all damage done, and it's a specific amount of damage. So it could actually, it's about, say, anywhere from 79 to 100 and something, which could actually eliminate all the dot damage. So if you have the Shell Shield on and I've tried to dot you up, I can't really do anything. I don't have really any hard-hitting pets other than the Unborn Valkyr, and the Unborn Valkyr has undead abilities, and that's weak against aquatic pets, aka weak against crabs. So it's very I'm in trouble at times when I run into a crab with this team. Of course, they also have a heal, so Shell Shield and then a heal Renewing Mist, and it's not only reducing damage, it's increasing its health by healing, and it's a bad time. Another really good pet is a Frost Fur Rat, and a lot of these are easy to get pets, so it's a great. I'm glad Blizzard never really made pet battles a pay-to-win game. Obviously, with 800 plus pets, there's a variety of pets you can get in pet battle with, but at least it's not okay. These 10 pets in the Blizzard store are what you need for pet battling. It's a lot of wild pets, a lot of easy to get pets, and this Frostfur Rat also has Crouch, which reduces damage by 50%, and Call Darkness. Call Darkness changes the weather and reduces the healing, and that really affects my Terraclaw Hatchling. The Terraclaw Hatchling is amazing for PvP pet battles, has a dodge, has a heal, but of course Call Darkness will reduce that heal. Counter, no Rem, I'm not going to use my best pet battle team against you because you know how to counter it, and also that's just cheap, right? So I was wondering if I should just do trolley heal teams against him.
I would do that because he would not be expecting it because I gave him like everything. Like
maybe that's the purpose of the segment.
Oh, did I ruin it?
No, not at all. Because I was actually overthinking it. I started taking him. I gave the reference of McGregor and Mayweather. Like I'm the Mayweather of this. But I thought maybe I'm like Tyson and he's Holyfield and he beats me and I freak out and bite his ear off and I don't know how to handle it. So I had to really get prepared for
strange analogy, but I'll allow it.
He'll get bit, right? So I don't like healing teams, even though I brought up healing teams to practice with them and get used to them. It just delays the PvP pet battle by that much. So healing to me is they don't always win anyway. So to have a potential 5 to 10 minute PvP pet battle, I really don't. If I'm not using my best PvP pet battle team that I mentioned today, I'm really not thinking, I don't overthink it. I really just pick some good individual pets. They don't even have to have much synergy, and I just use them. I usually look for faster pets. So if you want to get into some PvP pet battles and you have any questions, of course, all of you can see the Twitter. I can easily help you get your 5 PvP pet battle wins. And we did have an extra picture. It's like the Unborn Valkyr's cousin, the Sunborn Valkyr. I wanted to show it just because it looks really cool. And I remember when Legion was, introduced and we were looking at all the pets. This is one I was really excited to look at. It has some cool abilities. Not really the greatest for PvP pet battles, but just overall a really nice pet. And just thank you for listening. And I can't wait to PvP pet battle Rem. I know I didn't talk about teams, just talked about my team, but
shout out to the person that made this image on Wowhead. I think it was a user Like
The spawn points.
yeah, I don't think it
Yeah.
was Wowhead themselves. I'm pretty sure it was a player. If you rewind back to that part, it has their name on the graphic. I pulled that one because it had the coordinates on there, so
Yeah.
I figured it would be the most useful. But I wanted to make sure that I gave credit where credit's due because we did not make that
Yeah.
image. So,
Right.
how I do. So yeah, thank you, Jimma, for that insight into the mind of the pet battler. I
Can't
need a
wait to
pet
battle
battle
Ren.
coach just because.
No, you don't. You have the pets. You need to just queue up.
I acquired some new ones.
Nice.
I don't know what I got. I have to level them. I'm not really.
That's why I'm excited for the patch to have 43, 42 new pets and a new rating with leashes achievement.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming, pet wise. Like you're gonna have your hands full for a while,
Crazy.
Excited,
which is
yeah.
pretty nice. Okay, moving on. So, some of you are gonna be like, "Wow, Belle, you're retarded." I didn't know Azeroth had moons. How would I know Azeroth had moons? I've never flown around the cosmos. I've never left Azeroth. JK and PTR, I went to Argus. But I've never, like, left our little, world. We went to Draenor, but, I mean...
Draenor also has a moon, by the way.
But it still felt like Azeroth. Like, it didn't feel someplace different. You know what I'm saying? Because... Yeah.
Even though it's
Yeah. Timey-wimey alternate timeline, but in the same timeline, except in a lower quadrant of the timeline. That's going to give me a headache. So explain to me this moon thing.
Explain
So
yourself.
in light of the hype behind the eclipse going on, I figured I'd tell about the moons of Azeroth. So we have 2 moons on Azeroth. There's different comparisons to deities, different gods, different ways cultures compare the moon to a bigger power, whatever you want to call it. But the big bright one is called the White Lady. That one is like one of the main head honchos. That's where you get the comparison to Elune, the Earth Mother, stuff like that with the Tarn and the Night Elves. And then there's a smaller one that's kind of like a Pluto. He's not really loved, but he's still there. It's called the Blue Child, and so that one's not related to the Night Elves at all. That one's more on the Tarn side. And a little tidbit is actually it was not viewable from Burning Crusade up until Mr. Pandaria actually. And the rumor was that there was graphical issue with the skybox, something like that. But there's actually lore behind it where the Earth Mother sends the Blue Child away to investigate Burning Legion activity, something like that. That's like, or maybe something that was like a backstory that's made for that. But just a little small tidbit on the moon. But so that brings me to the next point where during the death of Ysera, very heartbreaking, tear jerking, everything like that, there is actually a total eclipse in the cinematic, and then you have the aurora of energy coming down and picking up Ysera, and it brings her up to the sky and it becomes a new constellation. And everyone's assumption is that it's Elune because it purifies the tears of Elune. Excuse me. But Ysera actually obtained her powers from Irnar, one of the Titans in the Pantheon, same as excuse me. But you have the power
Maybe
gain.
we should mute during that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Yes. Um.
Sorry. I'm gonna let you finish.
No, I apologize. But Alexstrasza and Ysera obtained their powers from Eonar, one of the Titans of the Pantheon, and it's not really spoilery, but Eonar is a spirit up in the cosmos. She's supposed to be within one of the keepers in Ulduar because there was a clash, a battle with Sargeras, and Narganon wove a a spell that hid the spirits as their bodies perished and shot them into the cosmos towards Azeroth, towards the Keepers, and Iranar was one of the people that was one of the Titans. People sound so pleb. Is one of the Titans that was sent back, and her energy and her power still remains. And it might be Elune, it might be Iranar. But when it comes to the moon, it's the interpretation is it is going to be Elune. But you have the Tarans that believe the Earth Mother is the creator of everything, and Anshi is the sun, and Musha is the moon. Musha is their interpretation of what Elune is in the Night Elves. And so the thing is, Anshi and Musha are constantly following each other, and it gives us the night and day. And then the blue child is just kind of there. Like I said, he's just Pluto. He's just hanging out. He's not really significant, but he's still hanging in there. And speaking of Draenor and their little moon, so it's nothing culturally deity or anything like that related, but it's just called the Pale Lady, and we see it on the alternate universe Draenor, and you can see it quite well in the Shadow Moon Valley. It's like this looks like a giant planet, but it's one of the moons for the planet. But yeah, quick tidbit on the moons.
I like it. Fitting for the eclipse.
And so, I apologize, my allergies are flaring.
We thought you were drunk. I did.
I don't really know what to say to that. So that 2 moons is interesting because I didn't know. Well, I don't know any lore unless the people that know the lore tell me, right? Like, I'm getting better though. I have some of those books on PDF. Well, I don't. A friend has them on PDF, but I kind of wanted to like buy the books. I'm not really a read PDF type of gal. I like old school, reading the book, smelling the book. Like when you're turning the pages, I love the smell of a book. So that's on my to-do list to buy all the books. I'm sure that's probably super expensive, but
just get them on sale.
Yeah, add them all up, yeah.
I don't even have volume 2. I still have
It's going to go on sale.
volume 1. But it's just because I just haven't purchased it. But I do need to be better about that so that I can have more theory crafting type situations. Like,
well, it's not even really theory crafting. Just the stories on most of the stuff is. It's like top novel level stuff. Like it's New York's best qualifiers.
So I want to. So I'm sure I think we might have even talked about this with the Hearthstone, the Lich. What is the the Hearthstone expansion? Yeah. The Lich King related, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Jaina's actually a Death Knight. She's actually a Lich, which is one and the same, yes?
Wait, what?
Right?
No.
Is it not? She looks like a Death Knight, so I don't know what that means.
No, so a Death Knight is when you take a dead body and raise it from, and a Lich is a sorcerer that goes through a ritual, and it's different.
Okay, so what could that possibly be something foretelling with Jaina's future?
No.
No?
Because if that's the case, then Heroes of the Storm video from Gamescom would be exact opposite of what that is portraying. Did you not see that video? Oh.
I saw the Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't know enough about who they are
But
for
so
it to be, I know I fight Kel'Thuzad a gajillion times to try to get that goddamn mount. That I know. And his 20-minute fucking RP. That I know.
But no, because Hearthstone has Jaina as the Death Knight is risen, but on Heroes of the Storm you have the Kel'Thuzad thing where Jaina's the Dreadlord.
I think that was just a joke.
I know that was a joke,
yeah, I
but
think that, but I was just wondering, like, for Hearthstone, and Jaina being the key art, she's just appearing all over the place, and it's just making me, like, she's in everything. So, obviously,
I have seen her in my feed a lot more lately.
yeah, that she's just in all the different things. Now, I'm expecting fucking Jaina in Overwatch, but I am just wondering if that's, I would believe it more with Hearthstone than I would Heroes of the Storm, to be perfectly honest. But
Wait,
I didn't know if there was
Jaina
something
already
foretelling.
in Overwatch?
it would make
No.
no, it would make more sense if they didn't have all the other heroes in Hearthstone becoming the same thing. Like, because they have Rexar as a Death Knight and stuff like that. Like, it's not like focusing on her. She's just being focused on because everyone knows her.
But they're all choosing right now to focus on Jaina when they've had all this time to focus on Jaina. You don't see like they're like Blizzard's dropping little like things around the different Blizzard universe to get you to be thinking of Jaina. No, am I reading too much into it?
You're reading too much into it, honestly, because they're bringing Jaina back in this next expansion.
You said
But-
Quoteris is her home, yes?
Yeah, that's her home world. Well, homeland. But because Heroes of the Storm portrays her as a Dreadlord, that one's obviously as a joke. And then Hearthstone, you have all the heroes and all this stuff as Death Knight, so it's not like it's not focusing too much on her. It's just that she is a well-known character.
Obviously, she's not going to be a Dreadlord, guys. She's going to be a good person, and we're going to love her.
What I'm really annoyed about is the fact that they made. I like Jaina as the keynote for Warcraft, but they should have done Terralion.
I don't know enough about. Is that? Don't we deal with? Or haven't I been fighting with him over a quest in PTR?
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy didn't have a quest for me he said
It's not his fault. It's
Yeah,
Blizzard.
he didn't have a quest for me for like 4 days, and I was getting kind of irritated. And me and Terralion were not friends in PTR. Mostly because I'm trying to get the Netherlight Crucible unlocked so I could do a video on it, and it was like, yeah, by the way, you're not. I practiced because I had to say it for the dang method video, so I practiced the word Crucible for like 40 times before because I didn't want the whole world to be like, you can't even tell.
I
Like
mean,
last episode?
it's a Pacific word, so
Right, it is a Pacific word. Also, Rem, I think you're the only one of the three of us today that did Trial of Style this week. I didn't get a chance to get in there and do it.
4 times first place.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
Hilarious. I didn't see any tweets, so it can't be real.
You're on Argent Dawn, so the competition's not really that stiff, bud. But,
Hey,
Or were they?
whoa.
It's all across. It's not just Argenton.
Oh,
Probably Battle
yeah.
Group. I'm sure it's still Battle Group related.
You can't just be happy for the man. 4 times first place. Come on.
You're right. I saw no pictures of this first place transmog.
Sounds
Nothing.
made up.
It does. It
Sounds-
sounds like I could say I'm freaking flippity floop to floop, and you would not be able to argue with me because I took no evidentiary
Fine, I'll
pictures.
get screenshots of the shirts. Shit. But no, I had Moonguard people in my deal.
So what ones did you win? What was the theme?
Dark and Deadly.
I can
Primal
see you winning some
Style,
shit like that.
the Primal Style, the Mismatched Mayhem, and then another Dark and Deadly.
Mismatch Mayhem is basically like
You just make your shit look ridiculous.
Can you break it down a little bit without you just go in there and you just
you queue
It's
in.
I mean,
it's a theme or what? When you're saying dark and
It's a
deadly, like
theme.
what?
so you go in and it tells you, you're supposed to look like an everyday hero. So you look like you're like just questing as a hero or something dumb like that. But if your Mog looks awesome and people vote for you, then I guess you win anyway.
Right.
But it follows a theme. Like,
A theme.
They give you they give you like 2 minutes after they give you the theme.
The people have
Did you
spoken.
guys hear that? Sorry
Yeah,
about
that was
I
weird.
apologize. Something snapped on my handy dandy stand here for my microphone.
Handy
I
dandy.
don't really know what it was that snapped. Don't they give you like 2 minutes, Rem?
yeah, you spawn in like 2 minutes and 35 seconds. And then there's a barber and the transmogrifier guys in there.
And you go all the rounds, and then when once you're done, you get to like spectate what and you get to vote and like boo.
It wasn't like we expected. We can't throw bananas at people.
Stupid.
But it was actually
You
really
said the secret word, guys. Rem said the secret word, and because Rem said the secret word, I have a secret picture, and he triggered that. Rem's not going to be able to see this picture because we don't record the show like live, so he can't see it. But because he said the secret picture, this was kindly taken by Aja, who sent it to me when I was not on our, we have like a Zoom hangout thing that we hang out in every day when we're gaming. And this
Oh, God damn it. I was eating the banana.
this little nugget of Rem,
You did
I have been
not.
waiting for him to say the trigger word so that I could post it, and I'm really happy that he did.
He
You
hates
made
you
me say a
right
really bad word.
It's a really, really good picture, Rem. It's definitely your best side for sure. So make sure you comment below once you've seen the picture. If you're listening on iTunes, I'm going to need you to head on over to the YouTube channel.
I'm gonna go join Secret Stuff.
And I'm going to need you to take a look at that picture because it's
Earlier,
just
we
too
were
good.
talking about memes, and I thought of you having a couple backup memes for like if Jim's rambling or you want to make fun of Rem, and you would just play it during the show while we're talking and totally make fun of us.
You guys
but-
should be scared because Pleb Central is like the GIF creator of all creators, and his favorite thing is to make GIFs of just all kinds of like making fun of, you know, like SCO or making fun of different people from Method and just doing like meme type GIFs. He's like really good, and I've been watching his streams, and I'm going to learn how to be the GIFer, and you guys are going to really have to be scared because
Just don't make a banana gif, okay? That's too far.
So, Rem, what were you saying before you triggered that awesome picture with your keyword dropping?
Saying anything.
I think it's funny because that was completely not planned at all. I had been waiting for him to say something that would segue into that picture, and he just, it's like the universe just aligned. I don't feel bad for him because he Snapchat a picture of my face with a beard
And
a
I
really,
deleted it.
and like I took a screenshot. Memories. But he's mean to me, guys. Don't feel bad for him. But I want you to comment and tell me what you think about his picture.
The shit is bananas. B-A-N.
I only know how to spell bananas because that song. Flashback
Right.
to when I learned how to spell independent from the rap song. So there's that. So you won 3 times Trial of Style or 4 times?
4.
Oh, he's
We
that
should.
speaking to me.
He might not do it, but you should ask him to next time it comes up, record himself, like or stream it or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good
You're
idea.
gonna have to say a couple
He missed
of
an opportunity there for him being the he was the.
does that.
I'm gonna let Rem have the champion Trial of Style. I'm gonna let him have that because
He earned it.
It was more just they had the transmog item set, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for that.
But is it only off the mogs you have or?
You know, it's only your collection. It's not like
Oh.
Yeah,
you get everything
that's
for that.
neat.
So
time
if you're
frame.
like me and didn't go through a lot of the older stuff.
You know, like for like my male, like all my shaman, like it's really limited.
Same. My mail and my leather need some work.
But I did win it on a shaman, so I was happy about that.
Dang,
Interesting.
you got style, bro.
You do. You're the Trial of Style master now.
Would you say you're a style boy?
For life.
For life.
Love it. I love it. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't. Just my segment, I guess, is what's next. So let's talk about the WoW Arena stuffs and what the goings on are. So NA Championship Finals, that's happening in September. The date is up on there. It's up somewhere up there. Obviously, I'll remind you guys when it comes closer to that. Now, there's the NA Championship Finals and the EU Championship Finals. Then there's also the Asia, Latin, and China. That stuff's going on, but obviously NA and EU are.
You just say Asia and Latin and China. What?
Yeah, they have their own little games. So there's 4 teams, 4 teams from NA, 4 teams from EU that are going to BlizzCon. 1 from Latin America, 2 from China, 1 from Asia Pacific, or question mark something. I'm a little fuzzy on the other 2, but because the amount of teams that are going has increased, so it allows, instead of it being 8, it's 12. So it kind of makes it a more other parts of the world can kind of partake, which is kind of nice. So for the NA Championship Finals, there's going to be, I have a nice little graphic for you here, courtesy of World of Warcraft. These are the teams that are going to be heading to the Championship Finals. From this set, there's going to be 4 teams that are going to be moving on to the Battle at BlizzCon. So these games are really, really important. Obviously, Union is going to be a favorite here. I really do like Union's gameplay. Clearly, Tempo Storm is the crowd favorite because bandwagon, but that's okay. They're good players and they do deserve the fan base. So I can't really say much. Obviously, all 3 of Method's teams are represented here. We have your name here, which is the Vanguard's team, which is good, and Frogs in a Pond. I like Cubsy, and Chanimal, but not a fan of the team as a whole in general. And then Splice, of course, Thugonomics, the Destro, who's not really Destro, but he played Destro once, and now I love him. That's going to be your NA Championship Final. So 4 of these teams are going to move on. And then for EU, which the EU Championship, why is there no EU picture? That's super awesome. Guys, there's no EU picture. Where do you suppose my EU picture went?
Different time zone?
No, I feel like something happened and I forgot to put it on there. But guess what? Through the magic of magic, I'm going to add it right now. So here's my EU. Obviously, it's not as pretty. For some reason, they don't really do the EU stuff the way that they do NA. I kind of feel bad. So we have Rocket Esports, Method Triforce, Enjoy Legion's a good team, ABC's a good team. Making a Movie, Blind Faith. Method Beyond is not actually Method Beyond. It's actually supposed to be KFC Managers. I don't know why that's on there, but that's not what that's supposed to be. So ignore that. Northern Gaming Blue. So all of your favorites EU guys are going to be represented for the championships, which for EU, it's actually happening this weekend at Gamescom. I did a schedule for what is happening. I have the EU schedule that's on. Go to Method's Twitter or go to Method's page. I threw a schedule up there for that. Obviously, I'm going to be covering that pretty huge for Twitter and watching that kind of stuff live. So I'll be able to do a full report on the goings on there. I'm also stalking Talby, which is Healing Stat, aka Adrian, who's one of the EU game casters. He's there in Germany as well. So I'm going to take advantage of stalking him properly, so that I can get the goings on that are happening. But once the 4 teams we have from the EU this week, then September we'll have the NA finals, and then those teams will move on and they will battle it out. I'm really excited to kind of see where we're going and what we're doing, to be perfectly honest. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty stoked. Yeah? Favorites, guys? I know Rem's favorite already.
What about Frog in a Pond? I'm kidding.
I don't have favorites. No.
I just like Tempo because they rolled out with Shadow Priest. I like that.
The real story is he just likes anything that's the opposite of what I like.
Or maybe he just likes Shadow Priests.
He likes
also,
anything that's the opposite. Because if that was the case, Snuts plays a Shadow Priest quite frequently. Not so much this last...
But I don't like Snuts, so...
You know, I didn't think I was going to like him either. But he's actually alright.
Is he?
I'm not going to say what I don't like about him. Anyways, no, I just like Tempo Storm, okay?
Yeah, he just likes the opposite of what I like. So that's really what's going on
That could
there.
be literally any arena team then.
It's really difficult for me because I've been watching. Obviously, you guys know I'm Team Method, and it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that I work with them. I was Team Method before, but I'm kind of struggling because Cup 5 between Synergy and Awakened, I got to see a different side of Synergy, which I already knew that they were going to be pretty good because they have Maldiva. It's Maldiva. He's one of the best players that I know. However, obviously I have to be true to Reborn because Dew's team is my team. Like, those are my people and I need them to win. I don't know. I don't know who to root for. I don't know. I want to see some killer gameplay and I want...
See why it's so complicated when they have 6.
Because I love bits and pieces of all of them because Awakened is Smexon's team, and I really like Smexon. I prefer Smexon on his warrior. He's obviously really good on his druid, and the other classes that he plays, his warrior is my favorite. I don't really prefer Snuts on his warrior. I like Snuts on his warlock or his rogue. I think that's kind of where he should be. Yeah, I think that's kind of where he should be, in my opinion. But I do like Union also. Union, I like watching their games. Their games are just fun to watch, which is important. It's not so much about who's more popular or who's more skilled to me. Sometimes it's just about who's fun to watch.
I like Method now because of you, but I still don't.
You're 100% biased on that. You're disqualified.
Well, I'm not. I just, like I said, for me, I would just like to see good matches. I really didn't.
I just want to be entertained, you know. I want to be on the
Are
edge
you
of my
not
seat. Yeah,
entertained?
I knew you were going to do that. I want to be on the edge of my seat. I want to be screaming at my TV. If I'm watching something and I'm not engaged, then
Are you not engaged?
Yeah, then it's not good gameplay. It's not fun for me. And I want at the level they're playing at, it should be edge of the seat all the time because that's what these games are. So, you know, the cups are not really a good indication because I don't know that the teams come out swinging with the best of what they got. I feel like they might hide some of that. That's kind of been my theory with Method Reborn is they're kind of hiding some of what they have in their little toolkit. But I'm just excited that I get to see it live again this year.
You're right. For Bell's homework, you should do more arena with Rem and I. I think that's
I hate it when it bites me in the face.
like a mosquito bite.
It's so difficult to arena, guys.
It's not.
I'm gun shy because I went through things. Flashback to when I had an arena team and I had my 2 partners, and
how many years ago was
that? We were the 3
that?
best friends that anyone could ever be. We were the 3-man wolf pack, and then life got messed up, man, and hearts were broken, and Belle never stepped back into an arena since then.
Right. And I was talking to one of our loyal viewers today, and she said she loved that interaction that you and Friza had on the show, that connection. And you're not giving. It
was Aja.
It was not. Don't put people. Listen, she's a long-time viewer, she or he. But maybe you're denying us that friendship. Like you and I aren't going to be able to bond on that level unless we do arenas. You're depriving me of evolving our friendship to the next level.
He was the only one that didn't get upset when I would scream. Like, I would scream and get so mad.
You guys always do. Rem's the same. You guys do. Rem wasn't too bad. I did arena with Rem a couple months ago.
Rem is pretty bad. Rem's worse than me.
But when we did it, he didn't do it.
I can't even handle Rem pugging. Like,
when I did Battlegrounds with Rem, it was like my ears were hurting. I'm like, are you not having fun? Like, he seemed miserable.
No, but he enjoys it. He's totally having like the time of his life, and you think he's miserable and you want to release him from that. So you're like, hey, if you want this to be your last game, like, you don't have to do this anymore. And he's like, why? I'm great. And I'm like, really?
I really did.
You don't sound like
he makes you
great.
Second guess. Like, should I have asked him? I feel like I bothered him to do.
Yeah,
PvP.
no, he's not bothered at all. He just, especially when we're on Zoom and he's like, I'll be doing something myself random in whatever I'm doing, and then he's doing his thing, and he'll be pugging, and he's talking shit the whole time he's in this pug, and I'm like, why are you in it then? And he was like, why? It's fine. Is it though? Because I'm pretty sure you want to.
It's like a stress reliever. If you stub your toe, you drop the F-bomb, right?
A couple thousand times, yeah.
But you thought about she's thinking about all the
I was trying to think like
I didn't
know if I wanted to go. I'll think about arenas, guys. I really need to because I'm getting more and more involved in the esports stuff, and it is something I need to be a part of that life. The Battlegrounds just isn't enough. Yeah. I do need to be kind of a part of that life a little bit.
Never enough.
So I agree. You're gonna make me a better person, Gemma.
Also, it'll help you learn on what's actually going on in the arenas.
Valid. Right.
The game will slow down.
Oh, something happened. You'll know, like, oh, something happened because the DR is on that guy now.
And Battlegrounds and things like 2s and Battlegrounds slows down. Once you get smashed in your face a couple times in 3s, the game kind of naturally slows down and you'll adjust. It'll be rough at the start.
And we'll do fine until Jim rolls away from you and you lose.
I used to actually have a rating, a 3s rating.
Yeah.
Was never like glad status.
1200 is calm down.
You're basically guaranteed.
For me, that's pretty like your basic rating. Like I actually had a rating back then.
You're basically.
In all honesty, 1550 is when it actually starts
Yeah, changing a little bit. Yeah, you're almost guaranteed that rating. Like I promise you 1550, the three of us.
Oh, there you go. He's promising you that.
I miss RBGs.
And I was gonna say that too. Like it'd be cool Fridays. Everyone's free Fridays, but we'll table that for.
I do miss RBGs.
I mean, you could start doing.
RBGs are never
One
going to be
day.
as good as when Zarth was our leader. That just is
Yeah.
what it is. He was the best leader we've ever had.
Right. Well, you can move on.
Angel
for
was
that.
really good too, though. Exhale, he was a really good leader, but Zarth was the best.
I
RPG
liked him.
leader
Yeah.
we've ever
I don't
had.
think I think I did get a chance to do a couple with Zarth. I obviously remember Exhale more.
Zarth's really skilled. Zarth's one of those
Yeah.
players that can just swap.
You know what I
anything and be
don't
good.
miss about RBGs is Belle sitting there yelling on it 50 times whenever something's called.
On it. She
You're
didn't like
supposed
that
to tell
comment.
That's the
people.
name. She goes on it.
Roger that. Roger that.
You know why? Because 99% of the time I was streaming my RBGs, so that was vocal feedback for the people watching the stream.
They knew you were on it.
That was back before the days of push to talk.
Jump on it. Jump on it.
You guys made it
Let
equally
me see
weird.
that Tootsie
Speaking
Roll.
of World of Warcraft, Jimma, what did you do this week in the World
I
of Warcraft?
did a lot. I wrote it down. I did so friggin' much.
You
Let me.
lie.
I did. Let me go to my list here. Week in WoW. Well, right before the show, I finished up some tank quests that allowed me to continue progressing through my artifact power. I showed up to raid night for the first time in 2 weeks as summer distractions, right? So raiding was fun on Thursday night. I messaged my friends, Bell and Remedies, nowhere to be seen.
Where was this? When was this?
In podcast chat on the weekends. Yeah. Well, not I didn't rewrite all that
Was
down.
that you did this weekend?
Oh, that's when
It
he
was
was.
just like Saturday night or Friday night.
I
or
did
something.
go. I
Friday night.
completely unplugged from most things except for Snapchat. I didn't Facebook. I actually didn't do much on the computer at all. I was just kind
Can
of like
confirm. I had
everybody was
Go to-
stalking me. People were pretty pissed off. I
Yeah.
just needed to just unplug a little bit.
I had
Everyone
to go to
needs
for
that.
environment. Yeah.
I encourage everyone to do that every
I'm
once
also
in a
not gonna
while.
lie, I was binge watching Netflix with my husband, and you know how
Nice.
binge watching is, and you can't get up and move, and you need to, but you keep watching anyway. I hijacked your stuff, so yes, I do
Vampire
apologize
Diaries?
for yes, and I do
Vampire
apologize
Diaries?
for ignoring you.
Oh no, it wasn't even ignoring me. I was just joking. I figured you guys were just doing real life
He
stuff.
blamed us for him playing Horde. So.
Yeah.
Dude,
This game. I think we all know the game's just more fun with people. So yeah, I was in that mood to just game with people.
most
So yeah, I
things
played
are
a
fun
little.
with people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, I just got my 4 mythics out of the way and did some progress through that, and then I did 2 of my 4 mythics. I got to do 2 more on my alliance guy after the show. So it really wasn't that exciting. I tried to make it sound exciting, but it felt good to play the Orc Hunter for a while.
That's exciting stuff, though.
Yeah.
Doing stuff that you enjoy is really, really good.
Alts. You never really hear me talk alt stuff, right? So I got a chance to do some of that.
You're right. Rem, what did you do? I really don't know what you did because we didn't game together.
Yeah.
like-
He was a style boy.
I got a lot done since she left me alone anyway. I did the 3 weekly mythics on 3 different tunes. Also, I did the weekly mythics on 3 tunes all in one day. I needed a break after that, but so I did all that on the priest, the paladin, and the shaman, and then I got the warrior to 110. And so I'm gonna get that some gear and let that sit for 7.1 or 7.3, because as we now know, it's gonna be easy to get stuff done on alts. But completed Tumor Cigaris normal and a pug. Did that on the priest and getting ready for heroic next week. Yeah.
Are you pugging heroic? Yes.
I'm raiding with the guild.
Fun run?
Sunday. Fun day.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday's not the fun run. That's progression. Are you on the progression team?
That's what I just said.
She's trolling you so hard.
I don't recall you trying out for the progression team, so I'm trying
That's
to
what
like.
this next Sunday is. Hello?
Oh, it's your tryout.
I mean, it's my tryout for beating everyone, yeah.
Are you saying that he's taking his celebrity into the next level?
Yeah, I
and just
feel like he was
tuning?
like name dropping himself to try to get in on the team's situation. I didn't raid this
I
week at
don't
the
need
guild, so
your permission, so...
actually,
Right?
you
I
kinda
got
do.
Aja's permission.
I have
Okay.
final veto authority. I don't ever flex that muscle, but I have that ability if I need to boot your ass. Okay,
She won't boot me when she sees me.
pulling
Stop.
that mediocre DPS. Are you
Still gonna be
rating?
above you.
Are you rating on the priest?
Yeah. Still gonna be above you, so it's all good.
I'm gonna start saying the priest too. I'm gonna let you be the priest, starting next week.
The priest who?
Well, the priest was always his main, but he swapped over and then he alt hops a lot. But we couldn't have two priests because of secret. But I feel like he's earned the ability to have it.
Domo.
I'm gonna make secret be his rogue since he
so-
plays on pop bottles.
But,
Okay, so
Did you have a week in WoW?
I did do things. I just did stuff on the sly.
way on the slide.
You went Hollywood and made a
No,
60,000
this-
view video.
I did some PTR stuff. Just
That's good.
exploration type situations, but yeah, the majority of what I wanted to do just didn't happen. I don't know why. I kind of, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Real life, and I had stuff going
You
on.
get to do real life. It's okay.
It was like a mid-month crisis kind of thing.
I did have
yeah.
a little bit of there's a lot of issues internally. The method thing was really scary. Because I went from you're gonna write for method to, hey, how about you do 2 videos a month for me? What? So it just it was a great thing, but it was just a lot of,
Well, I mean, based on the comments, the support is astounding.
minus the guy who called me fat and the guy who said bleach blonde and makeup, instant attention.
Did
First of
someone
all,
call you a MILF?
First of all, my natural hair color is blonde. It's just not this blonde. Second of all, I don't really own makeup outside of my lip gloss and my
But is it
mascara.
cool?
So actually, the comments weren't that bad. I expected a lot worse, to be honest. Because obviously on our YouTube channel, everybody's nice to me. Well, everybody but Rem. 99% of the people are nice because when they come to PWNCAST, they're coming here for us, naturally. Whereas when they go to Method doesn't really put out the kind of content that I did. That guide is not something Method typically does, which that is going to be a new thing for Method. They are using... That's what I do, and lives that life every day to be able to fill a need in their community, which is why I'm happy to do it. Because I get to do what I'm good at, and it gets to be showcased to other people that I wouldn't have access to on our YouTube. So it's exciting that their forward thinking there is wanting to fill that need, and it's nice to be able to do that, and it's nice that they care enough to want to fill that need. So it was a lot of things for me, and I just had to just sit back and reset and just be okay with these things have happened. Obviously, most of you that know me, I've lived the method life for a really, really long time without being actively involved. So it was a really big deal for me to be involved. So, but BlizzCon is closing in like super fast. I got the t-shirts today. The t-shirts look great. I still have a small hiccup with the posters, which is the only reason why stuff is not shipped out. The posters came, but I don't know if I'm being overly picky. I'm not really sure. I might go another round with my poster vendor and get them reprinted, but I'm excited because I'm getting that wrapped up. By September, all that stuff will be shipped out and sent out, and the Kickstarter stuff will be done. I got 2 motherboards. I thought I was getting 3. I got 2 motherboards from EVGA, and I got 2 EVGA.
For the party?
Yeah, I got 2 motherboards and 2 EVGA mouses. I didn't know EVGA made mouses, but apparently they do.
I mean,
Can we win them?
mice, yeah.
Is it mice, mouses? I don't fucking know when it comes to that kind of shit.
It's Mises.
Did I say I said mouses, didn't I? I meant mice, obviously. Obviously, it's really late and I'm a little tired, as you guys can tell. My eyes have officially glazed over. So, yes, mice. I got 2 mice. I said mouses. God dang it. I got Crucible right, but
It happens to the best of us.
This week you did.
If it's multiple penis, is it peni? Is that the same?
That guy cacti.
Is that like the same? I don't know if there's ever like a flock of peni. I don't know if that's like a part of.
Plural on its own, like, yeah.
It's a lot different when it's coming at you, Rem. Just gonna throw that out there. So I got 2 motherboards. One of them is one of their newest. It's a $400 motherboard. It's really nice. I'll be actually doing pictures of that stuff soon for DitchCon. So we're excited because BlizzCon means it's a pretty big deal. It's going to be our second party. I'm excited for the different things that we're going to be able to do and take video of, because I'm actually going to take advantage of having a video camera this time and actually use it. So I'm pretty excited for those kind of things, and I'm excited. We're rounding out the end of Legion, and nothing makes me happier than speculation and the wonderment of what is coming. And then when we hear about the expansion announcement, which whether it's at Gamescom or at BlizzCon, either way by November, we're going to know what we're doing in the future. And that's where I shine, because then I get into beta and I get to give you guys all those type of things, that's really what's fun for me, is being able to dive into that. But I'm enjoying just living in the wonderment of what could be coming. And then, doing that stuff. We have a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of months that is just our, it's our thing. It's like that's like our, I don't even know what the fucking word is. But it's our time, like
our spring break.
Yeah, it's like it's the time, because it's new and it's fresh, and that's when we get to have new stuff to talk about, and we don't have weeks where there's no news, because it's going to be all about this stuff. So I'm really, really, really excited, and I get to take you guys, like, we're going together. We're a team. We're a group of people. Yeah. So I'm like really.
I'm just looking forward to the ice cream coconut truck and drunken parties.
Oh, if they don't have that coconut truck, I'm going to be a real sad panda, because although the BlizzCon budget's not there yet,
it's tight. I know.
No,
it's running
I told my husband
tight.
earlier, I was like, I have $22 saved for BlizzCon, because all my BlizzCon savings money, because I save right when they announce tickets, all of my BlizzCon money went to Timmy, because Timmy cost me $2,600.
Right.
So I had all my savings.
I know. I was just about to mock you about, like, I put away a little every month, but then obviously, like you said, it all went towards
$2,600 is what Timmy cost me.
Damn. That's
By the way, though, because there's a Hawaiian place that's in a city next to me where I work, and they do catering in a truck. I'm very tempted to pitch them the idea of going for Anaheim.
I just really want that coconut rice, because that was the business. Like, we probably ate that twice a day, every day of BlizzCon. Yeah. That's what I ate.
And then any bowl that someone else couldn't eat, I just ate for them.
Yeah, my husband earlier, he was like, "Do you have a BlizzCon budget?" And I'm like, "I don't have my hotel money. I don't have anything."
Actually, I do remember Rem gave me the scraps of his shrimp and rice one time. I'm like, I'll try it. It was so good.
Yeah, it was addicting for sure. Yeah. They put something in it to make it addicting, because I was Rem would text me and be like, "Where are you?" "I'm at the truck." Yeah.
And I was already on my way there.
Pretty much. But the good news is a lot of things are coming, and I'm really excited that we get to do this, and I'm really excited that we're all along for the ride. And to those of you who listen and or watch, I just want to say thank you. I never want to take you for granted, and I appreciate even those 2 people every episode that dislike the show. There's 2 of you every episode. I don't mind, guys, because your thumbs down is thumbs up in my opinion, and I love you all equally. But I'm happy that 174 episodes and people still care, and that matters to me, and that's important. Not all of you are going to like what we do. Not all of you are going to like the format. Not all of you are going to like the way that we put out information. That's okay. It's just not for you, and you don't have to feel obligated to like it.
David Banks does put out, though, so...
Yeah. Somebody commented earlier, if you watch this again, you commented about doing timestamps. Honestly, that timestamp is really time-consuming, and that's the only reason I don't do it. It's really time consuming for me to pick timestamps of when everybody's segment is and information is. I don't have time for that. I have 5 children. So as much as I would love to sit and do
7.
Right. As much as I would love to sit and do timestamps, you're just going to have to fast forward till you get to the good stuff if that's what you choose. The good news is with our format is we do the same format every show. We have our news, we have our segments, we have our weeks in WoW. Like, the format's the same, so you can kind of fast forward if you're not interested in the beginning banter, which I'm not going to cut the beginning banter out, because that's what makes us who we are, and, I don't
Right.
want to change that.
Or
But,
some of the comment homies could do the timestamps for us.
right, somebody could gladly timestamp. I just don't have time to do it. It was solid feedback, and I need to comment to that person. I appreciate that feedback. I just don't have time to timestamp. I don't have time to make your life easier because I'm already making your life easier by providing really good content. So I don't have time to make it even easier. I'm going to need you to go the extra mile and fast forward if you don't want to watch or listen to the whole thing. But the YouTube is not really where our audience is anyway. Our audience has always been iTunes. So
I mean, you really have to listen to the whole show.
So should we ask our listeners to spell? What does YES spell?
yes, now is the perfect opportunity for you to
Everyone listening, if you're driving, just take a moment. What does YES spell? Thank you. What does EYES spell? Thank you for playing along. EYES. And Warcraft's in a great spot for us too, right? So we get to continue this journey, and Warcraft's really in a good spot. So it is exciting times, obviously.
It's good future for us. And when Draenor was so uncertain, where I didn't know if we were going to be able to maintain because we lost so many podcasts in Draenor.
Yeah.
We lost so many content creators in Draenor that just couldn't do that expansion. So you're right.
Now the game's so good, there's podcasts everywhere, even the big dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I love to see. I love that Blizzard is doing and following this because that is what makes the world go round, and I love that. I think that's super awesome. So, yeah. Maybe now we'll be relevant again. So we were relevant for a minute there in Blizzard's eyes, and then streamers.
I was just going to say.
They had the podcast on the
when they
website.
actually showcased members of the community.
It was
which is
it
really
lasted
nice.
about 3 weeks, and then it was nowhere.
I mean, we had a stellar. We were on there twice, so I was pretty happy about that. But it is kind of sad. So I wonder if are you going to spill the beans on your spelling there, Gemma?
Yes. Yes, it was a good show today.
Are you not going to spill the beans on what that means?
YES spells yes, and EYES is not ES, it's eyes. I got some people today. I recorded this kid at work, and I was laughing so hard. He's like, ES. And he's like, I'm like, right? And he's like, yeah. So I said it to him again, and he just, again, EYES spells eyes. And then I went to another guy at work right after because I wanted to just keep getting people right. And he's like, I watched the video online, and is there an inside joke I'm not getting? What is ES? And I just started laughing at him.
I'm pretty sure Donovan did this joke on me a while back because when I watched the video, it was very familiar to me, and I did say ES. I did 100% say that.
I feel like
was it you, too. Rem? I don't know who. I said your real name, so I don't know who Donovan is. But Rem, was that you that did that?
I don't recall, but I mean, that's something that I would do.
I feel like it was you, or it might have. I don't know. It might have been Merc, but I feel like it was somebody in our circle.
It could have been Hero. It could have been anybody.
But I did say, and even when I watched your video, I didn't understand it. I was like, that makes, and then.
Yes.
I was sitting there and was like, oh, what is happening right now that I didn't get this?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was too funny. Yeah.
Guys, as we're closing the show, I want to highlight our loot crate. I got a killer Lord of the Rings cup. This is going to be my new... I think this is going to be my new wine glass. Like, I think I'm just going to have a little glass of wine every night.
Really? Because that's Rem's new vodka glass.
Yeah. That's how
rum, vodka.
But I just wanted to highlight that for you Lord of the Rings fans. Guys, if you like what you see here, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you're new to PWNCAST, welcome. And feel free to comment. I will catch up on the YouTube comments this week. Obviously, I normally do it on the weekends is when I catch up, and I didn't do that this week because I kind of unplugged from technology. But I'll get caught up on the comments this week. Comment and tell us all the things you're looking forward to tell us what you're looking forward to 7.3. I'm kind of interested, like, are you into the mounts? Are you looking forward to Argus content? Like, what exactly are you looking for in 7.3? Go ahead and comment and let us know. Don't forget to comment on Rem's bonus pick, that little fun tidbit. Guys, we'll be back next week. Bring your coffee when you listen to next week's episode because we're going to be talking about all the Gamescom stuff. So you're going to want to make sure you pay attention and follow along. Right? Right.
My coffee.
Yeah, why coffee?
Why do you have to question it? Why can't you just let it go? Like,
I mean, You have to fight the man.
You are the man. You do try to suppress us sometimes, man.
Wow, basically you just called me a controlling bitch, but that's okay because it's
I
totally
did
true
not.
and I don't even mind. We're going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. As always, thanks so much for watching. Bye. What a
Yes.
dick.
He's not wrong.
Yes.
I really
You're
did
so
feel,
mad
I
for
felt
sure.
really stupid. I didn't
Yeah,
understand
yes.
it. I was like, he's totally saying it right. And then I was like, I rewatched it a second time and that's when it clicked.
I rewatched it 20 times today. I was just like sitting at work, and then the best was after he did it, and I laughed. He like went over to go to work, and I just like had this blank look in his face, like he was pondering what just happened. And I was like, I couldn't breathe.
It's so embarrassing.
Oh my
I
God.
admitted that too. I don't even mind.
I feel like I would. Obviously, Jim says dumb things. I feel like I'd be like, yes.